Live. We are going live.
Hey, I messaged that we should go watch Hollywood Matrimony live right now.
What?
What?
Well, why would we watch that?
I think because it's the next installment of TV Tuesday.
What? We're back, ladies and germs.
You should watch us. Make sure you go to our website, hollywoodmatrimony.com. And thank you for watching us right now on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitter. We're going to talk about TV shows, right? Would you like a tissue?
Sorry. No.
Is my nose? I don't know why my nose is running.
I'm all good.
How rude of me.
So, well, as you know, there was already a live episode today where I did a Dark Crystal special episode. We weren't here last week because the missus' schedule changed. So we'll probably no longer be doing our daytime version of TV Tuesdays.
I'm sorry, it's going to be an evening version.
If we can maintain the live shows, it'll be an evening show. Maybe not as late as tonight, but in the evening on Tuesday because I teach at night. So even if like tonight we're doing late because she had a screening.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to talk about this movie on Sunday.
But even if she doesn't have a screening, I still don't get home till close to 9. So we'll probably start doing it. If we do it live on Tuesdays, it'll be 9:30ish, give or take. So, but we're here today, gone tomorrow.
Wow. And
then back again. Right? So what do you have to talk about on this fine feathered Tuesday?
Well, I know that you are going to be so excited about this show.
Am I? That means I'm not going to be excited at all.
No. Well, in a way you will be because it's the last in this series. And I know you'll be happy that I'm going to stop talking about this.
Oh.
But the final episode in the series finale, is now available on Hulu.
Is this that stupid woman from
Leah Remini's Scientology Aftermath?
Oh my God!
It's a 1.5 hour special season finale or series finale. Sorry. And they basically now have brought in a lot of the people that you've met throughout the show, as well as some other people that they hadn't been able to really talk to on camera yet. And then they have police, FBI, lawyers, psychiatrists, and all these things weighing in on the long-term effects of what's been happening, supposedly, because it's all supposedly, with all the things in Scientology. The thing
Does it give you long-term effects of watching that horrible show?
No, the thing I thought that would interest you is that they interviewed 2 of the ladies that accused the guy that was on your ranch show.
Right.
Because he's a Scientologist. Was it the ranch?
Oh, the ranch. Yeah.
That guy?
Danny Masterson?
Yeah. They brought some of the ladies on that had accused him of rape or whatever happened. Again,
which at one point they cleared him, and then when they didn't, and then that's how I wondered if it was still.
Yeah, well, I didn't realize he was a Scientologist, and so it's become a whole big ordeal. And the church is actually, in charge of his case. The church lawyers,
that means it's going to go away probably.
So it'll probably go on for a while, but. I've been a fan of the show since the beginning. It's Leah Remini, Scientology, and the Aftermath. It's available on Hulu. You can watch the full run. It's interesting, whether or not you believe the allegations. It's just interesting, and I think this is another one of those cases where, kind of like even the Michael Jackson thing, the people that spoke out, we don't really know what happened. We weren't there, but these people sharing their experience of what happened to them. So I think it's just worth listening and maybe being aware of the cult mentality that still exists. Maybe not just in this church, but in several other churches or organizations.
Churches.
That cult mentality does exist. And so
most churches have a cult mentality, but not quite that crazy.
I was happy to see the series finale. I want to call it season finale. Series finale is a special 1.5 hour episode. It's available on Hulu now. I would encourage you to watch it.
I would encourage you to run far away.
You don't like Leah Remini's face, though.
I can't stand her face, her acting, her existence, anything about her.
Well, then you're also going to be upset.
I'm not going to be upset about it.
When I tell you, I've been watching her actual TV show. There's another show of just her and her family.
And she just walks around?
Yeah.
Like a reality show?
It's a reality show.
You know who takes reality shows?
People who need money.
So
that's also available on Hulu.
They take reality shows. It's not like it used to be back in the day when reality. Here's my problem with reality shows now. In general, is not about hers. It's lost its purpose. Like now, it's like let's make this figure. Like when
maybe
the original reality shows were things like MTV's Real World and things like this. Just put these people together and see how they
Let's
act.
see what happens.
The Osbournes kind of changed the game.
Yeah, they did. They were real.
But then now it's just, and then you had old cooking shows. Those were the original reality shows, is watching people cook and stuff like that. And now they've spawned into gimmicks and they've spawned into fake. Because even following her family or some of the other stuff is that they make things happen and they set things up, and it just loses the whole. They need to change it. Stop calling it reality anymore. And start calling it
loosely scripted,
unscripted TV shows.
No, it's somewhat.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it because what we refer to as a scripted TV show is something like Designated Survivor
with real dialogue.
But say unscripted TV instead of reality, because none of this crap is reality anymore.
I've been watching it. It's called Leah Remini. It's all relative, and it's just following her and her family. So
that's gotta be awful.
I like her. I know you don't. So if you're a fan, watch it. If her face does bother you, then don't. There you go. So that's what's happening with that.
Okay, then.
Next.
Oh, well, a lot of my stuff this week is...
Oh, we have a visitor.
I did the Dark Crystal show earlier today.
Yes.
So I went on and on and on about the Dark Crystal, so I don't know if I need to go on anymore. But I did find a fun fact about the Dark Crystal that I didn't know when I did the show earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the... I want to say it was one of like the heads of the puppet making or a puppet maker, modeler, whatever in the show. Yeah. Is actually, they were the baby in Labyrinth.
What?
The movie Labyrinth they made, they were the baby that the whole movie's revolved around. And then they're now grown up and they're working on the Dark Crystal.
That is so cool.
But yeah, I ranted and raved. If you haven't watched the Dark Crystal episode, watch it, because I talked a little bit about the original movie, the new TV show, Age of Resistance. It's currently on Netflix. It's so awesomely good. And there's a documentary on the making of that series that actually comes up right when this series ends. The next episode, it just goes in. It's like an hour-and-a-half documentary.
That's awesome.
That I still haven't finished, but
cool.
But a lot of the stuff I'm watching right now is like returning shows. So like Mayans MC season 2 started last week, which is the spinoff series from my favorite show of all time, Sons of Anarchy.
That's so funny.
What is funny?
That is your favorite show of all time.
Sons of Anarchy is probably my favorite television show of all time.
What do you think is my favorite television
Buffy.
show? Yeah, it's pretty good. Because guess what? I've been starting to rewatch Buffy.
Same. and I've seen all of Buffy and Angel. I don't get it. It had okay seasons, but as a whole, the show's I don't understand. I honestly don't get why it has such a following.
Because it's good. Girl power. Fighting evil. I feel like it touches.
She keeps sleeping with all the evil people.
Well, I
Buffy's
think that's
a hua.
part of. No, she wasn't a hua.
No, I just honestly the show. Like I appreciate what you like and people's fandom.
I like the good versus evil.
It's like the until about the last 2 or 3. It did what, 7 seasons?
Yes.
So till about the last 2 or 3 seasons, the fighting was awful. A lot of the acting was bad. The effects were
it's a teen drama, and I was a teen in need of drama.
You were not a teen when that show
came on. I was a young adult in need of drama.
You were far from a teen when that show came on, you old bat.
Anyway.
Angel, I always thought was a better show.
It was darker, it was different.
But it fell off the rails, too, and it was just...
Oh, well.
I know my problem, I always found it funny, though, before I met you, and every time I had tried to watch Buffy, literally, I am not exaggerating. 3 times.
You see the same.
I tried to watch it. It was that damn combusting cheerleader episode. I kept seeing it. I'm like, this show sucks.
That's The Witch is that episode. It's called The Witch.
Anyway,
not that I know the name of the episode.
Mayans MC season 2 has started on FX. Sons of Anarchy, if you've not watched it, is an awesome show. I think you would honestly love Sons of Anarchy.
I think I would.
It's a great.
I don't know if I'm ready to get into.
We have the whole series back here, but it's by the biker club. They're not a gang.
They're a club.
But the Mayan show, if you don't know anything about it, is a spin-off series. The Mayans were a prominent other biker club that they dealt with. They were it was the Mexican club, obviously, or Latin, whatever you want to call them. But they were directly associated with the Sons. And so they actually work together a lot. This show is following them. So what's cool about it is like the first season, Katie Seagal had a cameo in a flashback sequence.
Yes.
Because she played Jack's mom. who was Charlie Hunnam's the main character. His mom, and she was also married to Ron Perlman's character, which was his stepdad.
The main guy.
And there's like a flashback sequence in the first one where the main guy in this new series was in jail at the time, and she was visiting someone in prison. And so it kind of mirrored a scene that was actually in the original series. They recreated it. So, but she was in the background having that scene, and this was happening in the foreground. So periodically you get different characters. So like this, in the first episode, there were like two members of the Sons were on the episode.
Yeah.
And it's present day, so there's certain characters that are all dead now that can't be on the show. But there are two existing members, so the Sons are still out there.
Yeah. This is just not focusing
that
on
part of the story. Yeah.
Just
what is happening back here behind us?
Dog.
Vader, calm down. So it's only 2 episodes in. The new episode came on tonight. I haven't watched yet. But Mayans MC season 2 has hit the airwaves. I love it. Sadly, I'm not sure if it's going to make a season 3. Because Kurt Sutter, I respect him though, and I think you'll respect him. Kurt Sutter, who is Katie Seagal's husband, is the creator of the show.
Yes, remember.
He's a writer, he's a creator. He actually played a character in the original series as well, and was a pivotal character. So he created this. There's also supposedly works another spinoff series and a prequel series.
Oh wow! So there's still other ideas.
But he announced right after the season started that he was stepping down as showrunner after the season. What? So now people are thinking, well, the show's not going to work without Kurt.
Yeah.
But he's saying he's stepping down because he wants to let, I guess, whoever the writer is or the other people that are working with Latino people, it's their voice because he's not Latino.
That's true. So it will take a different tone.
He's like, I had my voice with Sons of Anarchy and getting this show off the ground. So he's like, I think it should be their voice and step down. I don't know if that means he's stepping down to work on the other shows, but he said he was going to leave the show. So who knows? We'll see if that even happens. So the first instinct is everybody starts saying if Kurt Sutter leaves, the show's going to go downhill.
Not necessarily.
Which I'm
assuming he'd still be involved in some capacity.
Well, he's talking about leaving the show is what he said. He didn't say he was stepping out of the show. He said he was leaving the show.
Well.
So I don't know if he's just tired. I mean, the first show went like 8 or 9 seasons, and now we're up 2 seasons into a new show. He did another show I don't think it lasted as long, but it was more of a medieval Knights type show that had Katie Seagal as well. Go figure. He keeps giving her work.
They're married.
But she's on Shameless and some other stuff too.
Okay.
So anyway, Mayans season 2 on television on FX now.
Nice.
Do you have anything else
I
before
do.
I go into other stuff? Go ahead.
I do. So we had talked a few weeks ago on the previous show about Christina on the Coast.
About what?
Christina on the Coast.
What the hell is that?
So if you'll remember, Flip or Flop.
Did we ever talk about that?
We did. Remember, Flip or Flop. Remember, it was Christina and Tarek.
Okay.
And they went through a divorce. And then you're like, I heard that the guy had cancer. He did, you guys. He had testicular cancer and he had thyroid cancer. So, but they got divorced. He was dealing with this whole cancer thing.
You guys.
She got her new show, Christina on the Coast, which I've been watching.
They just gave it to her.
So instead of buying houses and flipping it, she was just doing
buying islands.
She was doing home design or modeling. But during the course of that one season of her show, she got remarried already. Bought a new house with this new dude, and then I just saw the news. She's like already pregnant from the new guy.
That's why they got married.
Well,
from a different person?
No, from the second guy.
Well, honey, just so you know, it only takes one time.
Anyways, so Christina's doing really well. And then
that's because you're barren.
Christina's doing well. She had her show. She got married. She bought a house. She's having another baby. And then news just came out this week.
They're getting divorced.
Flip or Flop is coming back with her ex-husband. Christina and Tarek are coming back to do a show together.
Okay.
This is crazy news.
How's it crazy news? They're just they're grown people that see money instead of issues.
Yes, so the money was part of her incentive.
I would do a show with my ex-wife. I thought I was going to get paid.
But the thing that's interesting, though, is she claims that he was verbally abusive to her and that he would say things like, well, if you don't do what I want, I'm going to rape you. Okay. So there was a lot of allegations of sexual abuse and verbal abuse on her behalf. And I think, I don't know what's happening, but she said they still have some books and other things that they've done together and business training that they do. So she sees him quite often because they go do like seminars.
Right.
So she's like, there's not any way I cannot not see him, especially since they have 2 kids together.
Well, there
And
it
they
is.
still
So
have
she can
this
stop doing all the
business.
crap with him.
I guess. So I don't know what that means for Christina on the Coast, if that show's going to keep going, or if we're just going to get Flip or Flop, the reunited
This
version.
is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Oh my gosh, no!
That you're this excited is just ridiculous.
I want to see what the dynamic's going to be.
Like my show's got like drug deals and gun running and
you don't
murder.
even understand
and
that.
you're talking about this just ridiculousness.
You don't understand. Those of us that are into HGTV, we are into
those
HGTV.
of us that are into, like, oh my God, those of us. Do you have like a support group?
I wonder if it's going to be, now if you guys watch Flip or Flop Nashville, that's another couple where they're divorced. It's an ex-husband and ex-wife, but they still work together, but they've always had a really good relationship. And since the beginning of the show, they were no longer together. The original Flip or Flop coming back together, I think is going to be high drama, especially now that she has a new husband. I don't know how all that's going to play out. So, I'm going to be watching. It comes back this week, you guys. So just be on the lookout.
I wish I could get you this excited about our relationship.
I am excited. There's just no drama with that. Anyways.
That's the saddest thing. I've never seen you this excited.
I'm excited.
Oh my God. I've never seen you
I love HGTV.
You know, the only thing I've seen this excited is like a dog to get a bone. He's like jumping around and he's like, ooh, a piece of steak.
Anyways.
We talked about it one day when the dog was just losing his mind, and I said, I wish I could be that excited for something. I just found it.
Flip or Flop coming back.
I don't know if I can follow that. Well,
man.
I watched another show, I guess.
And I do watch Flip or Flop Nashville, obviously. And they're great. Anyways. The only one I haven't started yet is Flip or Flop Atlanta. So we'll see.
Oh my God. You waste so much of your life.
No, wait until I start getting into all my next show.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even know if I can.
You have another show?
I have a few. I don't know if I can handle this show much longer.
Why?
The other show that came back, this one's not going to be a long talk, but the season 3 of Hip Hop Evolution, which is on Netflix.
Okay.
I'm a huge into the rap hip hop culture. It's been my go-to music since I was a kid. I know it inside and out. You can ask this one because I can feed you information. And I don't know why you get excited. She's surprised that I know words to so many different songs. And, you know the words to so many different songs too, so I don't understand.
I do, but that's true.
But I get the way a lot of the rap music is executed is a little more complex sometimes than, like the speed of the words or the way it sounds. Yeah, but I also know a lot of the nuances in between the words.
Yes.
And like this little kid's like, they'll say this, and then this little word pops in, and then this, and I know.
No, but you'll even sing like the part where the lady's doing the.
And I know exactly the pitches they're gonna hit.
He does all of it.
Anyway, Hip Hop Evolution is this really awesome docuseries on Netflix. And it just hit season 3, just dropped. You got to watch part of it last night.
Mm-hmm.
But it started off at like the birth
really
of
good episode.
Started off at the birth of rap, and then each episode is just kind of going through its exact history. And I'm assuming when they decide to end the show, I don't know how they could end it. It'd be up to modern times, but I'm assuming it could keep going because everything keeps going. Like right now, we're stuck in the really bad mumble rap and the Vicodin stupid kids, and everybody's a star, and they're starting to diss the old school rappers, saying that those people suck. And now the old school guys are coming back out, not on the show, but the old school guys are coming out and saying, you need to respect your elders. You need to respect what came before you.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ice Cube put that one song out.
Yes.
The chorus is respect your elders. And talking about the 3 decades or whatever that he's been a part of the industry. But this new show, season 3, kind of picks up right at the East Coast West Coast feud with Tupac and Biggie. But so if you even if you're not a big rap fan, it's interesting.
I thought it was interesting. I'm not a huge rap fan, but I saw the episode about.
You saw the beginning of season 3 with
Tupac.
the Tupac Biggie.
But it's interesting to go back and see like a very young
Snoop Dogg
and Dr. Dre, and just hearing their
what gets her
side
too
of the
is
story.
She doesn't like seeing like manly men cry. And so like when they're talking about the murder of Tupac,
and they're like getting all teary.
Snoop Dogg and Shock G from Digital Underground are both crying, and
it was sad to me. It's very depressing.
It's really well put together, and like I said, it's very interesting. Just as if you just like music in general, it's interesting. if you go back to the beginning, like you might be interested to see the beginning of it, because it's not just about the feuds like that. It's about the sounds and how it changed the neighborhood and how it did the culture. And it was funny, like in early seasons, talking about the Furious Five and all these guys that came out, and they were wearing like glitter and thing, because that's what a superstar did, And then Run DMC came along, and they showed up and they dressed with just black t-shirts, black pants with their Adidas sneakers and the gold chains and the hat. They looked very plain. They looked like the guy on the block.
Yeah.
And they blew up. And the guys over here are trying to be superstars, and these guys are outshining everybody. And everybody's like, we don't understand what's happening. Like we're superstars, and they just look like guys that's on the corner.
Yeah. But that's what people like.
And then of course Run DMC was one of the first groups to cross over.
Yeah.
And then it talks about the differences of like the sounds that came out of New York, the sounds that came out of LA, the sounds that did this, and then you hear like the Atlanta stuff, and how this person influenced this person, and how these people got in a fight, and how this song changed the city, and how this thing did this thing. Have
they brought up anything yet about like UK rap or?
I want to say they talked about Slick Rick a little bit.
Yeah, there is a whole rap scene in the UK.
Yeah, but I don't know if they've really gone heavily into that, because I think they're talking about just mostly the US. But Slick Rick became big, even though he's English. I believe he's English. I think he's from London. But he became big because he was with Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew. So his Lottie Dottie and Bedtime Story and all that stuff was back in their most famous song is I just went blank head. I'm not saying it.
Dougie
Come
Fresh,
back to
Dougie
it.
Fresh.
Anyway, forget it.
No, but I thought it was interesting, at least from my perspective, just in music general, to realize that a lot of the issues that are still prevalent today with regards to who owns your music, contract disputes, getting paid your royalties, it was happening there as it was a new scene. As we see it happening just even now with this whole thing, this weird Taylor Swift thing.
Well, what's funny is
I think even more there because it was all brand new.
Well, I don't think they've touched on it so much yet, but like I know with the Death Row stuff, Death Row owned everything. Tupac owned nothing when he died. His house, his cars, everything was in Death Row's name, and that was part of Tupac's issue when he started kind of bucking up against Suge Knight and Death Row, and that's why they gave him Death Row East to start, or Death Row West, or whatever it was going to be. And I remember promoting it on I think that was their way of shutting him up and giving him an entire branch of the company, but he still owned nothing. I remember his mom coming out after he died and talking about how they didn't have anything, and it took her forever, and she ended up getting his entire catalog and was re-released and stuff. But it's also interesting is, and a lot of this is in the All Eyes on Me movie about Tupac, scripted, as well as the Straight Outta Compton movie, scripted, with the actors following NWA. But what's not in like that movie is that when they had the split, and there's a lot of the NWA stuff left out, but I know like Eazy-E, with the whole Death Row thing in the Straight Outta Compton movie, they post the whole thing where like Suge Knight and his guys beat Eazy-E up to get Dre out of his contract. Supposedly that never happened. Supposedly it was said it happened, but everybody around him said it never happened. But what's funny is Eazy signed something or other, or didn't sign it, but what they ended up deal they made, all of Dr. Dre's success after that, Eazy was still being paid for it.
Oh.
All of his Death Row stuff, Eazy still made money off of that.
Oh, wow.
Because the way the deals and the royalties were set up, that even if whatever he did sign or didn't sign, still made money. So there's a lot of other, like the one I was watching after you went to sleep, it started talking about Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of Jay-Z or Biggie Smalls, but his story is interesting.
Yeah.
Because the sound he came out with, and he was this young guy with this other guy. Yeah, well, it's not even like the one I'm seeing from the beginning of this. That Jay-Z I like.
The Jay-Z that now.
He's fine, and a lot of people consider him one of the greatest rappers of all time. I can't stand him or Biggie, but I'm more of a West Coast guy, not an East Coast guy, and it's just, and it's weird is you find like I'm pretty down the middle with a lot of rap. Yeah. But when it hits the West Coast East Coast thing, I'm pretty hardcore West Coast. Yeah. And outside of a handful of people like the Wu Tang Clan is Staten Island and the Bronx, Shaolin, and all that stuff, and DOS Effects is from that area.
We want to fix.
Yeah, people like that I like, but it's hit and miss. Anyway, I went too far into that. I really am just gonna say this show's on. I didn't.
It's really no, it's actually really interesting.
The Hip Hop Evolution season 3 just hit Netflix.
You should watch it.
You should check it out. It's really good.
And then have you talked about the special Wu Tang?
I was going to talk about that as well.
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, speaking of hip hop,
I'm
on the second episode. I didn't get to start it as much as I wanted because I've been having to watch actually like 3 other shows to get ready for releases that they sent me. The new the 14th season of Supernatural, which I'm watching right now.
Nice.
The 9th season of Hawaii Five-0, which I finished. And SEAL Team season 2, which I finished.
That show too.
They sent me copies, so I had to watch them all. I'm so behind. I watched all those. I'm on like episode 12, I think, of Supernatural.
Oh, wow.
Out of 25.
You're way ahead of me. I'm behind.
But there's this other show called Wu Tang, an American story, American Saga. It's Wu Tang and American Saga.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu, and it's basically the story of the Wu Tang Clan's formation.
Yeah.
What made Wu Tang Clan different is where a lot of groups that came out, like even NWA was like 5-6 members. Wu Tang Clan's like 12 people,
right?
And they all had unique sounds. It was the RZA, the Jizzle, the Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, Old Dirty Bastard.
Oh, is that where Method Man came from?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was one of the originals. And what his song, that song METHOD Man, Method Man, that's from a Wu Tang album.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Somebody asked him,
I just know that little lick.
Oh yeah, you also know the RZA.
I do know the RZA.
The RZA's from the Wu Tang Clan.
He's the guy with the
big man with Iron Fist. That's why they're called the Wu Tang Clan, because he loved kung fu movies. And a lot of they sample a lot of the sounds.
I'm learning so much stuff.
They sample a lot of the kung fu movie dialogue in their music.
Yeah.
And they're from Shaolin, which is a little section of like Staten Island or something.
That is so cool.
But yeah, the RZA is the one that is one of the people that formed the Wu Tang Clan.
I see.
And then what's funny is I was watching an interview with Method Man. I think it was on Jimmy Fallon promoting this show. And they asked him about like the best job he's ever had kind of thing. And I need to plug this in. Sorry, I'm going to have to get up and plug in the computer.
Very important.
I'll do it in a second.
We're connected.
It was talking about his favorite job he's ever had. And he talked about working at the Statue of Liberty. There's a plug over here. Working at the Statue of Liberty. It's right there.
Okay.
And in the show, the first time we see Method Man, he's working at the Statue of Liberty.
That's so funny.
It's not quite the same, but it's the same idea. So anyway, I can't talk about too much because I haven't got that far into it yet. But it's called Wu Tang and American Saga. It's really good so far. It's very dark and gritty. There's been drive-bys, there's drugs, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yikes.
So, if you like stuff like that, which I'm so glad that more hip hop are getting more biography type stuff.
Yeah.
The RZA is one of the producers of the show. Method Man's a producer on the show, so they're actually working on it. And it's got a fresh young cast that none of them are anybody I've ever heard of. Nice. So you can kind of buy into them, even though most of these guys have very unique looks, so it's kind of hard to tell. Anyway, it's on Hulu now.
All right.
Well, I'm going to go plug this in while you start your next one.
Okay. I have one more thing I want to talk about. So, you guys know I've been watching 90 Day Fiancé the other way.
Oh, God. This again?
Some heavy drama just dropped.
Drop?
So, should I do a spoiler alert?
Don't spoil anything.
Spoiler alert. It is just gone insane.
Why are you saying spoiler alert?
Okay, I won't spoil.
Don't spoil anything.
But man, you guys, I hope you guys are watching 90 Day Fiancé.
I hope you're not. I hope you're better people than that.
But now I've run into several people who watch the show. So our friends Wendy and Nikki watch it. 2 of the ladies from work watch it. And I've now been told I need to watch regular 90 Day Fiancé. I need to watch 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After and 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days.
Here's the problem. They keep making, I'm sorry, I got to move this.
There's a before.
They keep making spin-off shows. What has happened here?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
Did I just mess up the...
Uh-oh. No, it says we're still live.
Okay, good.
Anyways, watch 90 Day Fiancé the other way so we can talk about it. Send me an email at Hollywood.
Nobody wants to talk about that show with you.
Hollywoodmatrimony@gmail.com.
Is that all you got?
That was all I had for today. It's just heavy drama is dropping. And then this actually does bring me up a question. I wonder if these shows are lightly scripted as well.
Of course they are.
Okay. But do you think any of it's real?
Have you ever seen real life? Real life is boring as hell.
But do you think any of it's real? Like these ladies actually went to these other countries to meet a man?
I'm sure that they probably were part of something like that, and then somebody found it because they were listed You know, because sometimes they put those books out that have the people's pictures and stuff.
I guess.
Mail order bride type
And then
stuff.
I wonder if it's a catfish thing.
Who knows?
I don't know. Anyways.
Catfish.
That's all I had for today. Thank you.
Well, I guess I'm going to shift over. I don't remember what the other show I was going to talk about now. So I'm going to shift over just to some news.
Oh,
and then
great.
you think you had some news as well, or was that your
That
news?
was my news.
Your news is ass. All right.
Flop. No, it's a big deal.
I don't care.
I'm going to be watching this.
So I saw a trailer today that got me super, super excited. It looks so badass. And then I found out it was on Apple TV. And I can't watch it. So I guess I'm going to have to wait.
Do we not have Apple TV?
We do not. We have everything but Apple TV. So I guess I'm going to have to wait for it to actually get released on Blu-ray or DVD or something, which we may need to think about Apple TV because I heard the director's cut of Midsommar is going to be exclusive to Apple TV. But Jason Momoa has a new series, or I don't know if it's a new movie or a series, but it was called Sea. And it looked like it's
the ocean?
No, like Vision.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was something like, I'm going to have to reinterpret it because I only watched it once. But it's something like this post-apocalyptic people, and over time, because of the way the world was in the darkness, they all went blind. But then things had started changing, and then like two babies were born that could see. And so it's like, now they're seeing for the first time. And
oh, wow. Is this based maybe on that book?
I don't know. I honestly know nothing about it. I just happened to see the trailer, and Jason Momoa had like tribal paint on it and big axes and shit. And
the virus has decimated mankind. All those who survived emerge blind. Two twins born centuries later with the mythical ability to see.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it looks.
Alfred Woodard is in it. Oh,
it looks cool. The other thing is the CW is apparently developing a sequel series to Dark Shadows. Now, I don't know if it's a sequel to the movie. I doubt it. Or it's going to be to the original TV series. You're thinking Nosferatu.
No, but I was doing this because what's his name did it in the movie.
Johnny Depp?
Yes, when he had his little cane.
Anyway, so they're developing a series for that. What was the other one? I just had another one I was going to tell you.
We can see a preview on my Apple device.
I know. I watched the trailer for it already.
How do we get Apple TV?
We'll deal with that in a minute.
Oh my gosh.
They also have Apple TV streaming service set to launch this November.
Oh, well, there you go.
A little bit of sad news. They had announced a new Muppet TV series on Disney Plus with Josh Gad and some other people were working on it.
Josh Gad.
And I believe it was going to be originally like a sequel to like the Muppets. One of the original Muppet movies. It was going to take place in the 80s.
Like The Great Adventure? Or
something like Muppet
Manhattan?
Paper or Manhattan or whatever, but it was going to take place in the 80s and it's supposed to be a sequel to that era. It has been canceled.
Already?
Apparently there was some creative issues with this stuff, and so they've gone their separate ways, so it's now been scrapped. Josh Gad even posted on it, said, we're all fine with everything is good. We just had creative differences and went our own ways. So that was sad. That was not going away because I was kind of looking at. I like the Muppets. I was looking forward to more Muppets.
Me too. I do like the Muppets.
There's been some new stuff, like a El Camino recap video that popped up, which is the Breaking Bad movie that's coming to Netflix.
Yes, I saw that.
So if you've seen Breaking Bad, if you like Breaking Bad, then the El Camino movie is coming. What was the other one? There was something else I was going to tell you. They've already renewed Mandalorian for season 2. Hadn't even started yet, and Jon Favreau is going to direct some of the Jon Favreau is going to direct.
I love Jon Favreau.
Actually, direct an episode in the second season.
I love Jon Favreau.
But he's just been producer, so he hasn't directed anything yet.
Holy shit, he needs to do all of that.
Well, I know, but he's been running the damn show. What is the other show that already got picked up? Something we watch. I don't remember. But lastly, and this one since you brought it up earlier in the show.
What's that?
I figured we'll finish it on this. The TV series, the Netflix series, The Ranch.
Yeah.
Will be kicking off this Friday. We'll be kicking off the first part of its final season. So if you like The Ranch, if you've never seen The Ranch, you should watch it. It's a great, great show. It is a little weird without Danny Masterson on it.
It is.
Especially
because they just said he moved away, right?
Well, what they did was there was an issue with the lady. No, there was an issue with the lady that he dated, and she had this crazy boyfriend or husband or ex-husband or whatever, and he came over and threatened his life, like he was going to kill him, and then at the end of one of the seasons, they don't even do seasons; they do them parts.
Mm-hmm.
So they there's it's like coming up as part 7, which is technically season 7,
Right.
and the ranch is one of those. It drops half and half, so they'll drop like say 8 episodes, and then in a few months the last 8 episodes will hit.
That's fine.
But what they did is at the end of that one season, which was the season before last, the guy shows up at his house, pulls a gun on him or a knife or something, threatens to kill him if you don't leave. At that point, it had already been announced that he was going to be leaving the show because of all the stuff that was going on. So when the new season started, he was gone, and his girl was waiting on him to show up, and he never showed up. So supposedly they found his motorcycle off a cliff.
Oh.
And so the implication was he died in a motorcycle accident.
Maybe.
But they don't know that other stuff happened. So they don't know that the guy threatened him to leave. So now it's like, did he fake his death to leave?
Oh, maybe.
Or did he actually die, or did that guy murder him? Or did they do it this way so that maybe right before the series ends, they can bring him back as it ends and do something with him?
Maybe so.
Because who's going to really get pissed about it if one guy shows up, the show's over at that point?
Yeah.
They already sucked everybody in until the last moment. I hope they bring him back.
Wow.
Dax Shepard kind of stepped in as like their cousin.
Oh, cool. I like him.
He was good. He was good. It was just weird not having Rooster there, which is the character Danny Masterson plays. That was his name. His name was Rooster. They were on a ranch.
I mean, yeah, I get it. But okay.
But if you've never watched The Ranch, it's kind of like Mom, where it's very funny, but very
then it has moments of...
very drama filled. The premise is basically originally Rooster lived on the ranch with his father, played by Sam Elliott, and they were running the ranch.
Right.
And their mom and dad were divorced. The mom was played by Deborah Winger. She ran a bar. They all hung out and drank at the bar.
Yeah. Ashton
Kutcher's character had left the ranch years before, became a professional football player.
Mm.
And then he, like a lot of football players, he screwed up, got hurt, drank too much, all this stuff, and had to move back home. So the drama basically was the two brothers and the dad living together, running the ranch, and how the brothers were both useless and stupid, and the dad knows everything. So as it's evolved, it's become about like the fire that went through all the ranches, and selling the farms off, and trying to expand and do their own things, and selling stuff using money that was supposed to get them through the whole season of crops, thinking it was going to do something that falling apart, and you're not my son anymore, and now you are my son, and I'm dating this girl, but I'm in love with this girl, and I knocked this girl up, and I want to marry this girl, and now she's pregnant too. And there's a lot of stuff. It is very high drama, but while still being funny.
There you go.
So
okay,
it is one of my favorite shows on Netflix. It's very, very good.
Okay.
But anyway, the first part of this final season, part 7, hits this Friday.
Okay, there you go. That's all I had.
I guess that's going to be all I have now, too. There was another show that got renewed, and for the life of me, I don't remember. Oh, I do know that Grace and Frankie was renewed for a final season.
Woo!
I think it's like the 7th and final season.
Let's wrap that one up. I love Grace and Frankie.
I do, too.
I'm ready for them to get on with the new 9 to 5 movie. Let's just get Dolly and go to the office.
Well, they keep saying they were going to do the movie. I don't know where we're at on it. I know they said they were going to do the movie, and it was going to be more about like a lot of like the new updated offices and sexual harassments and the Me Too movement. Because that whole first movie is sexual harassment and shit. So doing that same stuff now, there's no way that would work the same way. So it'd be interesting to see what they can do.
Sorry, I'm falling asleep.
Anyway,
late night episode.
So moving on.
TV Tuesday.
I guess that's gonna be pretty much it then.
All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Should I do my wrap up?
Do your wrapping it up.
Please make sure you check out our website, HollywoodMatrimony.com. Always go up to the top and check on the contest page because there are free things getting handed out left and right. But make sure you follow the contest rules. Thank you. Also, thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook at Hollywood Matrimony, Instagram at Hollywood Matrimony, and on the Twitter at Hollywood Matter, MATR.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
And I apologize we couldn't get to Jim Cotta today. Maybe next time. We do actually have some contests going that the lovely Mrs. has mentioned.
Yeah.
We're giving away digital copies of both Aladdin, the live action version, and the all new Walt Disney Signature Edition animated version. We're giving away a copy of the 9th season of Hawaii Five-0. We're giving away, what else is on there?
I don't know. I'm not on the page. There's a lot of stuff.
Something else on there, but there will be a contest going up for Supernatural, the 14th season.
I believe it's at Star Wars Resistance.
Star Wars Resistance Season 1. Thank you, madame.
I knew something.
That's going to be ending here shortly. There'll be some new contests popping up, including Supernatural, the complete 14th season, a movie called Kung Fu League, which is all about a guy who summons different Kung Fu masters to teach him so he can do whatever. So it looks like people that are supposed to be playing like Bruce Lee and Donnie Yen and all these people. It looks like it might be like a comedy.
That's fun.
So we'll have those contests going up. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and be here next time for TV Tuesdays. And don't forget on Thursday for a weekly update about all the news and what am I saying?
News.
Trailers and news and information about what's going on in TV and movies. And then sometime on Sunday, we'll be doing Hollywood Matrimony Live that will simulcast right here on our YouTube channel.
You'll want to see that. I have
as well as Hollywood Matrimony
things to talk about.
And we'll be coming live from Mississippi,
MISSISSIPPI.
where I'll be attending the Golden Triangle Comic Con as a featured artist. So we'll be
fancy.
I know. So we'll be coming live from our hotel there, which probably won't be as fancy. And we'll talk about whatever we saw that weekend. In theory, it should be Hustlers and the Goldfinch. I don't know. We will be talking about the Goldfinch. It's going to depend on if we get to see Hustlers or not.
And then also Falling in Love, which is a Netflix movie that I watched.
Sake. And then join me on Mondays for Martial Arts Movie Mondays. We'll take a deep dive into a martial arts film.
No idea where we'll be on Monday.
I know. So I'll probably have to do it later in the evening. We'll take a deep dive into a movie.
And Monday's our anniversary as well.
Monday, nobody cares about that.
I might be eating.
And then we'll circle back to an all-new episode of TV Tuesdays once again. And at some point between now and the end of the week, there'll be an all-new episode of What's on My Desk in My Mind that you can check out. I know. I want to do an episode of What's on My Desk. Then do it, woman. Stop whining. But I don't know how to sign it up. We'll just figure it out. But you're going to have to help me. Okay, I'll help you. Okay. So moving on, that's the entire conversation happens at the end of every show. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right here on this YouTube channel. And if you show up later, hit the subscribe button up in this nice little orb and check out whatever video pops up over here. That's another trailer or something. And we appreciate you watching our shows and supporting our nonsense.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.